Nowadays, our breathing is so messed up. Like it's rubbish. We don't breathe enough during our sleep. We breathe too much during the day, and it messes up your hormones. It messes up your mood. It messes up your stress levels. It messes up the amount of oxygen that's actually going into your cells, which is vital for human life. It messes up the balance of oxygen versus carbon dioxide. It messes up the It messes up a lot, bro. So basically, we breathe too much and we don't breathe enough at the same time. So there's this technique you can do called box breathing, which is where you just inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale. And you just do that over and over and over, but with holds in between each breath. So each inhale, then there's a hold, and then each exhale, then there's a hold. I've been doing those for 5 minutes every day, and it's a great way to initiate holds in between breaths. And it's also a great way to deepen the amount of breaths, which will fix your daytime breathing and your nighttime breathing at the same time, which will reduce sleep apnea, which will balance out your hormones, which will also just slow down your breath during the day, which will make you feel more calm and relaxed. If you ever feel like really stressed during the day, like, oh, I've got to get so much done, I've got, what are they doing over there? And you have like anxious thoughts about like who that person is. Just, bro, like you're breathing way too quickly, bro. Yeah, it's just something I learned yesterday. I thought I'd share it with you. Not even 2 minutes in. Okay. Also, try breathe in your stomach. So you see my stomach, right? You see my stomach. Try breathe like, so your stomach's going out, and then try breathing through your stomach. Because what this does, right? When you move your stomach, basically it moves your diaphragm, which is just something underneath your lungs. It moves that down, and then it gives your lungs more space to have more oxygen. So in like short, breathe through your stomach and you'll be able to get more oxygen into your body. And also breathe through your nose because it's harder to breathe through your nose, which means that it increases like the deepness of your breath, so the amount of oxygen coming in, because it's more resistant. It's hard. Just breathe through your nose, bro. Like, yes. Yeah, that'd be great, bro. And that includes like exercise and all that. Like if you're going for a run, breathe through your nose, because then it will like, because of the extra resistance, you'll get more oxygen into your body, and then you'll get like more like science. Like you'll get more like like I was watching a TV show once, and it was talking about this guy who like had to go like into an underwater cave or something to rescue some boy that was on the TV show, and he needed to find some way to breathe on this like TV show, right? So he, instead of coming up with a way to breathe underwater, he figured that your body doesn't need to breathe; it just needs oxygen. So he just had oxygen injected into himself, and then he like literally just like went under, rescued the good boy, came back out, and literally had it was a bit weird, but like it said something, right? Like you don't need to breathe, you need oxygen, and if you're breathing through your nose, you'll get more oxygen into your body, and then like if you're running, you'll recover faster. Like even if it's hard, you'll recover faster. Oh. Yeah, so just this is just a little morning talk I'm having about stuff. What we're gonna cover next? Oh, you should try uh, yeah, what should we talk about, bro? Um, what have I been thinking about? Oh yeah, so I made a plan. It's got 4 steps, and I'll tell you the first step, the first step is this. What we're doing right now. This is the first step. And the second step, and the third step, and the fourth step are the cool ones. So we just gotta do this. So what I'm trying to say, right, is that I've made a plan. I've made a plan, and when when we when this plan ends, I will be known as one of the greatest men of all time. But right now, I'm just some guy with a camera. But, yeah. So trust me, bro. I've made a plan. I've made a plan, and it's pretty cool. So I've been thinking a bit more deeply. Like I think I've been thinking so like shallowly and just not very like introspective about like this. I haven't been thinking like how could I make this better, right? And I think I've really suffered from that, honestly. I haven't thought about this enough, mate. This this is what's important, bro. I just don't think I've thought enough about it, you know? Like I've done tons of learning and that, but like I haven't like deeply thought about like what we are actually doing here. You know, what this is, how we're going to do this, what we're doing here. Like, so this is all stuff I've just been thinking about for the last month, just because I've spent so many months sort of like just making videos, not really thinking about it. Like, journaling has always been a bit on and off for me. Like, sometimes I'll do it like every single day, and sometimes I'll just like, oh yeah, I've got a journal, haven't I? Like, so it's always been a bit on and off, but I think it's genuinely one of the most valuable skills in this industry. Being able to think, being able to come up with ideas, and being able to deeply think about how that correlates to your audience and how that correlates to other information that you've learned over the years. I think that's very important. I've also been, I've also been reading about deep work and all that. So it's basically I'm just trying to come up with a philosophy of how I'm gonna implement deep work into my life. So there's a few ones. There's monastic, benofla, something like that, and ritualize. I've probably got all of them wrong, but we're gonna go with that. Okay. So the first one, manistic, is basically just stop doing all shallow tasks and just do multiple deep work sessions every single day. That's gonna be a bit hard for me because I've got a lot to do in a day, bro. Like multiple sessions, that's pretty difficult. But I could do that one. There's the Benole thing technique, which is basically like you live like a normal person, but then for a few like months a year or for like a few days every week, you like go somewhere and you do nothing but like deeply work on what you're like working on. And then there's another one which is like a ritualized thing, which is basically just like do it for a short period every day, do it for like an hour and a half every day, and then like as the years compound, you'll probably end up doing more anyway. So I'm just trying to figure out because they're all pretty good. Like I love the idea of just spending my entire winter just deep working, and I also love the idea of just doing multiple sessions every day, and I also love the idea of like just doing a little bit every single day because then I'm like constantly thinking, I'm constantly using like then it's a habit as well, which I love. So yeah, I'm finding it hard to come up with one. That they're all really good as well. I'm not sure which would work best for me. I think Visualize probably because I'm very routine, right? Like, I do the exact same stuff every single day, so I don't think the second one will work. Doing it like as much as it sounds cool, I don't think that would really work because there's so much I've got to do in a day. Maybe the first one. I don't think the first one will work either because having multiple sessions in a day, again, like there's so much I've got to do in a day, bro. I think but it might work if I'm doing it on the tasks. So either the first one or the third one. Definitely, yeah. Okay, we're almost at the end. Okay, yeah, bro, just been working on stuff. This video wasn't very interesting, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it was kinda, yeah. This video was cool. Okay. My name is Sam. Believe in yourself, bro.